No. Keep looking.
What's up, YouTube? Team Movies here, and I forgot I mentioned my last video, but Merry Christmas, YouTube. And of course, my last video, I was trying to put on one video my top 100 anticipated movies of 2023, but it looks like I couldn't fit all of them at once, and it sort of shut me off the last minute. So I'm hopefully gonna finish it up on the rest here. And leave off where I start with. So this is pretty much going to be from 58 to 1, hopefully to 1, but we'll see how it lasts there. So here is my number 58 anticipated film of next year, and that is The Barrel. Now, The Barrel is directed by Maggie Betts, who also directed this really nice little nun movie back in 2018 called Novotate. And this film stars Jamie Foxx, Tommy Lee Jones, Jodie Smollett, and it's about Laura who helps a funeral homeowner save his family business from a corporate behemoth. In a move to bring Rosenos to a dry case, the lawyer digs up a complex web of race, power, and oppression that forces everyone to examine prejudices. I gotta say, this sounds intriguing. You got Jamie Foxx, Tommy Lee Jones is in this. It's gonna be released by Prime Video, so I'm intrigued to check this one out when it premieres. All right, you got number 57. I got Richard Linklater's Hitman, which stars Glenn Powell, who was just in Top Gun Maverick and Devotion. Joe Jonah, who was just in Andor and Morbius. Now, this is directed by Richard Linklater, who I think is one of the best directors in the business. You know, this is a guy who gave us Days of Confused, Boyhood, the Before trilogy. I think he's a really cool director. And here's what Hitman is about. It follows Gary Johnson, a staff investigator who plays the role of a hitman to catch individuals ordering a hit. And so, no, this is not based on the video game, by the way. But this sounds like really fascinating. You know, Richard Linklater, I've already said this. He's one of the best directors in the business. I think he's terrific. So this could be really a treat to check out. All right. Number 56, I'm going to go with The Last Voyage of the Deathmare. Now, this is actually for the same director who did that really good, surprise little horror film a couple years ago, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, based on a very popular book there. Now, here's what this is about. Strange events before the crew of a merchant ship known as the Deathmare, as they are stalked by a dark presence. Now, you got Javier Botet, who's playing Count Dracula. This is supposed to be taking on the same ship that is supposed to be carrying Dracula's coffin. So I'm all for it. Like, appearance. I'm intrigued to check this one out. It sounds really fascinating. So sign me up. And this is supposed to be like the year of Dracula, so could be cool. All right. Speaking of Count Dracula, number 55, I'm going to go with Renfield. Now, here's what Renfield is about. It's where Dracula's henchman, an inmate at the lunatic asylum. Now, you literally got Nicolas Cage as the role of Count Dracula. Sign me up there. It was just announced that it's going to be rated R. You got Nicholas Hoult in this. I'm all for it. You know, Nicolas Cage is playing the role of Count Dracula. Sign me up right there. I think this is going to be really awesome. You know, for the same director, the Lego Batman movie, I want people as well. So I'm really fascinated to check this one out. All right. Number 54. Oh boy, I'm going to go. I shouldn't, but because of talent involved, I know this is too controversial. I know. This is a too controversial film to talk about because of the drama surrounding it, or I should say, the drama behind the actors surrounding it. But because of talent involved, I'm still stoked for this. And that is The Flash. I know lots of people be like, I'm not excited for this thing at all. Ezra Miller's just okay. Take Ezra Miller aside. All right, take the whole stuff about Ezra Miller and that situation aside. You got Andy Muschietti involved with this. I mean, he gave us the first two It movies. You got Michael Keaton coming back as Batman. Ben Affleck is Batman. This. I'm still stoked for this nonetheless. I'm hoping for great things. We are rumor has it we are getting a trailer for this during the Super Bowl, so looks like this thing is still coming because just like Black Adam, this thing was like years in the making. So I'm I'm still hoping for great things about this. I'm just a little cautious, but hey, I trust Andy Muschietti. You know, supposedly they made a good film, so I'm still interested. Just I don't know if I'm as excited as I was before, but I'm hoping for great things too. So we'll see. All right, number 53. I'm gonna go with the Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now, this of course stars Rachel Zegler, who's from West Side Story fame. She's in the new Shazam film. She's in the new Snow White. I think she is amazing. And of course, you got Francis Lawrence attached to direct this. It looks really like it sounds like it'd be really cool. I really quite like the Hunger Games movies. And it's sort of like Corn the Snow mentors and develops feelings for the female District 12 during the 10th Hunger Games. And so I'm really at least intrigued to see where they're going to take this new one to. There's like a young actor who's sorry about that. There's a young actor who's playing Snow here. I think his name is Tom Blythe, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's going to be good. Peter Dinklage, Viola Davis, Euphoria's Hunter Schafer, Ashley Lyo. Got some cool talent involved. So I'm intrigued to see where they're going to take this one too. I'm hoping for great things. Will it be the start of a new trilogy? Who knows? All right, number 52. I'm going to go with the A24 wrestling film, The Iron Claw. I've said this a couple of times. I'm not really much of a sports guy or even a wrestling guy, but I do love stories, surrounding them. Whether it's like Glow, whether it's Heels, or the Mickey Rourke movie, The Wrestler is a good one. This sounds like it'd be really fascinating here. It follows the story of the Von Erich, a dynasty of wrestlers who made a great impact on the sport from the 1960s to present day. It stars Zac Efron, who's in us. We also got Jeremy Allen White, who was really hot last year because of The Bear. Harris Dickinson, Lily James. I mean, it's from the same director, Martha Marcy May Marlene, and so far. And Zac Efron looks, very buff in this. I'm all for it. It is A24, so that's cool there too. So I'm excited for this thing. I love the cast involved. I'm hoping for great things. So could this be Zac Efron's first ever chance at Oscar Gold? Who knows? But it could be interesting. All right, number 51. I'm gonna go with Air Jordan. Now it follows his history of shoe salesman Sonny Vaccaro, and how he led Nike in his pursuit of the greatest athlete in history of sports, Michael Jordan. Now, this stars and is directed by Ben Affleck, so that tells you something. The only movie he did direct that I was not a fan of was Live by Night, but his other directed movies, Gone Baby Gone, The Town, Argo, which won an Oscar for Best Picture. Ben Affleck is a great director, and fingers crossed he gets chosen to direct a DC movie. We'll see if that ever happens. But I'm really pumped for this thing. Not only Affleck, you got Matt Damon's also in this, Jason Bateman, Viola Davis, Marlon Wayans, Chris Tucker's in this. So got some cool supporting players here. So I'm really pumped for this thing. I mean, of course, ever after that show Winning Time, which was about the rise and falls of the Lakers, I'm intrigued to see where they're gonna take the story about the creation of like the Air Jordan shoes and everything, and they're sponsored with Michael Jordan. I mean, I'm all for this because let's be real, Michael Jordan is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. I mean, I'm not even a big sports guy, and I've even watched games with Michael Jordan. So yeah, I'm intrigued to check this one out. All right, number 50. I'm gonna go with Wes Anderson's The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. Now, this is actually based on like some short stories by Roald Dahl, and this is directed by Wes Anderson, who of course directed Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is also based on a book by Roald Dahl. And this is supposed to be released by Netflix, where like the one which the film stories like this chronicles a variety of stories, but the main one follows Henry Sugar, who is able to see through objects and predict the future with the help of a book he stole. Now, this features the voice talents of Ray Fiennes, Benedict Cumberbatch, Dev Patel, and Survey Kingsley. Wes Anderson, I think, is a terrific filmmaker. I love the voice cast involved. So, and this has been released by Netflix, and Netflix just put out that Matilda film, and I thought that was excellent. So I'm intrigued to check this one out when it premieres. And it's not the only Roald Dahl adaptation coming next year. I'll get you that in another list. But anyway, number 49, I'm going to go, speaking of Wes Anderson, he literally has two movies set for release next year, and one of which is Asteroid City. Now, the itinerary of a junior Stargazer convention is spectacularly interrupted by world-changing events, and maybe one of the best casts coming next year. Here's the actors involved. We're talking Margot Robbie, Tom Hanks, Scarlett Johansson, Tony Morelli, Jason Schwartzman, Liev Schreiber, Matt Dillon, Sophia Lillis, Jeffrey Wright, Hope Davis, Maya Hawke, Ed Norton, Steve Carell, Hong Chow, Rita Wilson, William Dafoe. No Bill Murray, though, but that's interesting there. Because, usually Wes Anderson movies have Bill Murray involved, but I guess not here. I don't know. I'm still intrigued to check this one out. I'm hoping for great things. Wes Anderson barely disappoints, so hopefully this could be cool. All right, number 48, I'm going to go with Challenges. Now, it follows three players who knew each other when they were teenagers as they compete in a tennis tournament to... Sorry about that. That's I'm going to stop my show. Anyway, to be the really cool movies over the years, and this is supposed to be his first ever comedy he's doing, so that's I never expected. Luca Gersino, the director behind Call Me by Your Name, and Bones and Awe, doing a comedy. Could be cool, I guess, but sounds very intriguing. Yeah, I do love a good sports film, so could be interesting. And I love Zendaya too, so hoping for great things. All right, number 47, I'm going to go with Saltburn. The film depicts the lives of grand aristocratic English family. Now, that doesn't really tell you much, but one major reason I'm interested in this is directed by Amara Fennell. I think I pronounced that right. Who directed maybe my favorite movie of 2020, Promising Young Woman, which, if you guys have not seen Promising Young Woman, all due respect to Nomadland, you were cool, all due respect to Frances McDormand and everything, Promising Young Woman was the best movie that year. That should have won Best Picture, should have won Best Actress for Carey Mulligan. I mean, that movie was so good. Crazy ending and all good. So I'm excited to check out her next project here. There was also rumors that she was going to direct a Santana movie, but because of one was Ocean Insane, that ain't happening. But I'm so excited for this nonetheless. You got Rosamund Pike's in this, Barry Coogan, who might get an Oscar nomination for Banshees of Inisherin. You also got Richard E. Grant, who I think is great, Jacob Elordi from Euphoria fame. So I'm really pumped for this thing. It sounds like it'll be really cool. I like the cast involved, so hopefully it'll be as good as Promising Young Woman, but we'll see. All right, number 46. I'm not 100% sure if this is even coming next year, but it's been filming this year, so I don't think they're going to wait 2 years to release this thing. And that is Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. Now, this is the fourth installment of the Beverly Hills Cop franchise, and I'm looking forward to see where they're taking this one to. I mean, I'm one of the rare folks who did not mind coming to America too, but I'm intrigued to see where they're going to take this one at. I mean, yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 3 was not all that great, but the first two are awesome. So I'm looking forward to see this one. You got Joseph Gordon-Levitt supposed to be in this. You got Judge Reinhardt returning. Taylor Page is in this. So I'm intrigued to see where they take this one to. And Eddie Murphy is having a bit of a cool comeback now. So, hey, we are good. All right, number 45, I'm going to go with True Love. Now, I have no idea what this movie is about, but the reason why I'm interested in it is the director. It's being directed by Gareth Edwards, who gave us Rogue One and Godzilla. That's all you need to know. And he also did that movie Monster as well, but the big ones were Godzilla and Rogue One. And he is an awesome filmmaker. So I don't know what the heck this movie's going to be about, but just because those names are attached, that name is attached, has me intrigued. And the cast involved, we're talking John David Washington, Allison Janney, Gemma Chan, Dan McBride, and Benedict Wong. Wongers. So I'm definitely excited for this thing. I'm hoping for great things. Gareth Edwards has not disappointed. He had not directed a movie since Rogue One, and that was back in 2016. So hopefully he haven't lost his touch, but we'll see. All right, number 44. You know what? Number 44 is actually. I'm actually going to combine the two. Number 44, I'm going to go with both Poor Things and a movie called And. Reason why I'm actually putting these two together. Still no word on if And is really going to be coming out 2023 or 2024, but I'm at least intrigued to check this one out. And Poor Things. Now, both these movies are actually directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, who also gave us the movie The Favorite, Killing of Sacred Deer. Now, still no word on what And is about. It's supposed to have Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe, Hong Chow, Jesse Plemons. So that tells you something. Talk about good cast there. As for Poor Things, the film would tell a Victorian tale of love, discovery, scientific daring, and tells the incredible story of Belle Baxter, a young woman brought back to life by an eccentric but brilliant scientist. So this is pretty much like a Frankenstein-like story here. And you got a cool cast involved. You got Margaret Qualley, Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe, Mark Ruffalo. It is based on a book, so that tells you something. I mean, Yorgos is a very interesting but odd filmmaker here. So I'm a here enough, but hey, him having 2 movies out next year, perfectly cool there. All right. Number 43, I'm going to go with Pain Hustlers. Now, after the failure of the last Fantastic Beasts movie, I'm interested to see what David Yates could do outside of that franchise, because his only non-Harry Potter movie he's ever directed was Legend of Tarzan, which wasn't great, but wasn't bad either. So I'm really intrigued to see what he's getting, because other than Legend of Tarzan, he's only been directing the Harry Potter films. He did the last 3 Fantastic Beasts movies. The last one was not so good. Of course, he did Deathly Hallows. I mean, he's done all the Harry Potter movies, like all the last few Harry Potter films. So I'm glad to see him really branching out into a different territory. And that sounds intriguing. Here's what Pain Hustlers is about. Liza, who's played by Emily Blunt, dreams of a better life for her and her daughter. So she gets a job at a bankrupt pharmacy, and Liza's guts catapult the company and her into the high life, not knowing that she will soon be in the middle of a criminal conspiracy. Now, this is supposed to be in the same vein as stuff like The Big Short, Wolf of Wall Street. And here's what this is about. Oh, and here's the cast of besides Emily Blunt, the cast includes Chris Evans, Catherine O'Hara, Andy Garcia, Brian Diossi, James, Chloe Coleman, Jay Duplass. So I'm really looking forward to see what else he can do outside of the Fantastic Beasts movies, because let's be for real, we ain't getting another one. The last Fantastic Beasts movie did not do so well, and so yeah, ain't no way we're getting another. Ain't no way in hell we're getting another Fantastic Beasts film. All right. So he really needs to like do something else. Shoot, either like direct a new maybe Harry Potter reboot, I guess, but I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. So I really want to see what else he can do outside of the Harry Potter franchise. And this sounds like to be an Oscar contender. It is supposed to be a Netflix release, so I'm hoping for great things about it. I mean, will it be great? Who knows? All right, and top it off, Emily Blunt, she must have a thing about Human Torches because she is married to John Krasinski, who was just Johnny Storm and Doctor Strange, and this includes Chris Evans, who played Johnny Storm. So I'm waiting to see her actually have a love interest with Michael B. Jordan in the future. But, all right. Number 42. I'm not gonna say the full word because I'm not trying. There's kids around, and I'm not trying to get my video demonetized. But my number four, sorry, my number 42 pick is Night B. Now this is actually based on a book here, and stars Amy Adams, and this is supposed to be a Hulu original, so that's interesting. Night B is about a stay-at-home mom who begins to worry that she may be turning into a dog, or in this case, I'm guessing a werewolf. Hey, a woman turning into a werewolf, we don't really see those. Like every time we see a werewolf movie, it's always a guy that gets turned into a werewolf. Where are all the films where females get turned into werewolves? Do we even have any of those? So sign me up with this one. Top it off is directed by Mara Heller, who's directed some terrific movies over the years. Like, hear her credits. She did that really decent little Kristen Wiig movie called Diary of a Teenage Girl. She did the Melissa McCartney Can You Ever Forgive Me? And the Mr. Rogers biopic A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. So she has a really cool resume here. So it sounds really fascinating. A movie about a movie about someone getting changed into a dog. Okay, sign me up there. It could be a train check out. So we'll see how this thing shapes up. All right. Number 41. Oh, I cannot wait for this one. 41 is, I gotta be careful because there are youngsters around. 41 is Cocaine Bear. 2023 is going to, February 2023 is going to be the month where Bears attacks. Because that's the same month that Winnie Pooh Blood and Honey comes out. But after that comes out, we got Cocaine Bear. Directed by Elizabeth Banks, starring the late Ray Liotta, O'Shea Jackson Jr., Mitch from Modern Family is in this. I mean, here's what the film's about. An oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens coverage in a Georgia forest where a 500-pound black bear goes on a murderous rampage after ingesting cocaine. A movie where a bear has cocaine involved and killing people. I'm all for that right now. This looks dumb, looks fun. The effects looks really cool. It looks entertaining. Sign me up with this one. I so much want to see this thing. I want this movie in my life so bad. I only 2 more months to go until this movie gets released, so I can't wait to see this thing. All right. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nuggets. Now, this is a long-awaited sequel to 2000's Chicken Run. Now, this is from the Aardman Company, who gave us stuff like Wallace and Gromit, Shaun the Sheep. They gave us some really cool stuff over the years. And here's what this is about. Having pulled off an escape from Tweety's farm, Ginger has found a peaceful island sanctuary for the whole flock. But back to the mainland, the whole of chicken kind faces a new threat, and Ginger and her team decides to break it. Now, the first Chicken Run, which actually had Mel Gibson, and obviously Mel Gibson in this, I really like that first Chicken Run. I always found that is maybe one of Aardman's best work. It was always so entertaining. So it's been years since one of Aardman's best work. It was always so entertaining. So it's been years since the last Chicken Run movie, so hopefully this could be cool. In 2024, I believe we're getting another Wallace and Gromit movie. I believe that was. This is being released by Netflix, so that's cool as well. It seems like all my movies has been mostly getting picked up by Netflix because I kind of could see why. Like Almond Entertainment, let's be real, they don't make as like they are not as popular as let's say Disney or DreamWorks or even Illumination. I mean, their movies like they're all majority people who do like Almond movies, but they just aren't as popular as the major ones. So I still enjoy the Almond movies though, but yeah, Shaun the Sheep and that movie Early Man both were not Tube Monsters hits. So I don't know. We'll see how this thing shapes up, but we shall say. All right, number 39, a movie that's like long years in making, is an anime movie called Nimona. Now, Nimona is a movie that's been in development hell seems like forever. Now, here's what the film is about. Nimona is the only person that can help Knight Ballister Boatheart to prove his innocence. He is framed for a crime he didn't commit. Now, this does feature the voices of Chloe Grace Moretz and Riz Ahmed. And if you guys don't know much about the story evolving the development of this was originally supposed to be a Blue Sky studio film. Of course, the company behind the Ice Age movies, the Rio movies, and all. But the thing is, Blue Sky wasn't originally a Fox company, but of course, Disney bought Fox, and because of that, Blue Sky Studios shut down, and their last movie was Spy Max, and because of that, Blue Sky Studios shut down, and their last movie was that spy movie. Most recently got picked up by Netflix, so now it's going to Netflix rather than Disney Plus or being picked up by Blue Sky. So I'm glad that this thing is coming, but it's not like Netflix has been coming to its animations. The Machine was. I still need to see Pinocchio, but let's see. Um, anyway, I'm hoping for good stuff about this one because this does sound like really. Number 38, I'm gonna go with You People. Now this movie is directed by Blackish Unqueer Takena Barris and stars Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy. Speaking of Eddie Murphy, and follows a new couple and their families who find themselves examining modern love, family dynamics, amidst clashing cultures, social expectations, and generational differences. Now you got Eddie Murphy coming back in this, cursing and everything, because this is supposed to be rated R. So I just want to see Eddie Murphy, cursing again because cursing Eddie Murphy was always the best. Come on, who remembers Eddie Murphy's Raw? Yeah, that good times there. But I'm excited for this thing. The teaser that dropped not so long ago looks really entertaining. I can always see a new trailer for this. I literally thought this was going to come out in 2022 because if you guys remember, Netflix put out that prologue where they where they showcase like their upcoming releases in 2022. This was actually in that list, but I guess it did not come out that year. But I'm excited for this. You got Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy teaming up. One more key act for there. You got Neil Long's also in this. Julie Louis Dreyfus. David Duchovny. Got some cool cast members involved here, so could be cool. All right. Number 37, I'm going to go with Rebel Moon. Now, Rebel Moon is directed by Zack Snyder, who just gave us Army of the Dead. And, of course, he did, of course, Zack Snyder gave us Justice League. He gave us Man of Steel. We're probably never going to see him come back to the DC universe ever. But I'm glad to see him really branching out into the Netflix territory. And Rebel Moon, here's what this is about. A young woman seeks out warriors from other planets to fight the tyrannical armies terrorizing her peaceful colony. It is led by cool cast members involved in this. I'm intrigued to check this one out. I do quite like Zack Snyder. I think he is a really tremendous filmmaker. I know not many people were a fan of like his DC stuff and all, but I still enjoy Man of Steel. I, taking DC stuff aside, he also did gave us Dawn of the Dead. He gave us the Alice and Kahoot film, 300. So he's gave us some really cool movies over the years. So I'm intrigued to check out this new one, and hopefully we get another Army of the Dead movie coming because that's still in the pipeline. But we'll see. All right, 36. I'm gonna go with Mission Possible: Dead Reckoning. I'm so pumped for this. I mean, of course, Top Gun Maverick, was a $1 billion film this year. So I'm pumped to see where they're gonna take this new one to, and the stunts that Tom Cruise pull. I mean, did you guys not see like that video that Tom Cruise did where he was like skydiving out of an airplane and was like before he did that he was of course in an airplane and he was like telling people because he was shooting Mission Possible Dead Reckoning Part 2, and you know he was like thanking people about the success of Top Gun Maverick and everything, and after that he literally skydived out of an airplane. I love Tom Cruise, but my God, that guy just does his stunts like just does his own stuff. Like he is one of the most craziest celebrities there is. But I still love his stuff he's done. Top Gun Maverick was terrific. Spoiler alert, that might or might not be my top 10 fan movies of the year. We'll see. But I'm so pumped for this. I mean, I really love what he does with his Mission Possible movies. Like these stunts he pulls are just insane. And we're not getting just one. We're getting two. Like the second one's supposed to be the final of the Mission Possible movies. But hey, if this movie makes money, we're gonna get more. I guarantee. But yeah, we'll see. All right. Speaking of an action franchise, number 35, I'm of course going with John Wick Chapter 4. Come on. The John Wick movies, like the first John Wick film, I've said this before, was one of the biggest surprises I had. Because I remember when they were, like, when the John Wick movie was coming, I'm like, okay, is Keanu Reeves just like doing these home video? I literally thought that movie was going to be a home video movie. I kid you not. I was so surprised that it even got released in regular theaters at the time. But yeah, I was surprised at how good that first John Wick movie was. And of course, he went on to do John Wick Chapter 2, John Wick Chapter 3. There's a spinoff coming. I mean, a TV show is also coming, which, by the way, maybe tomorrow, sometime this week, I will be doing my top anticipated TV shows for next year, too. So keep your eye out for those videos. But that aside, I am so pumped for John Wick Chapter 4. You got Bill Skarsgård as a villain. The action looks cool in this. Come on, you can't go wrong with John Wick movies, so I cannot wait to check this one out when it premieres. All right, number 35. Oh, all right, so that number 34. I'm gonna go with Evil Dead Rise. Now, Evil Dead Rise, of course, was originally supposed to be a HBO Max exclusive, but I guess like there was like a positive, so they were like, "This is going to theirs." And here's what Evil Dead Rise is about: it's a twist whose reunion is cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thirsting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. The Evil Dead movies are so awesome. I mean, of course, we have not really had any Evil Dead films since Freddy Alvarez went back in 2013, and I really enjoyed that Evil Dead film. So I'm looking forward to see where they take this new one to. Uh, this is supposed to take place in a high-rise building, so it's not gonna be taking place in the woods, so that's cool. It's supposed to be have ton bucket of blood, which you need bucket of blood for an Evil Dead movie. Come on, so I cannot wait to see this one. I love the Evil Dead films. Sad you don't have Bruce Campbell in this, but maybe it'll still be good. Who knows? I still wish they would go ahead and do a follow to that 2013 one. With Jay Levy coming back, that would be cool, but that's probably not going to happen. All right, number 33, a franchise that is probably gone too long, and that is Fast X. Of course, the 10th installment, I kid you not, the 10th installment of Fast and Furious. I'm one of the rare folks who really enjoy this franchise. I think they are just so dumb. They're so entertaining. They're about family. So I cannot wait to see where they're gonna take this new installment. Supposedly, it's supposed to be the final film, but let's be real. This movie comes out, it's a massive hit, $1 billion. Who knows? Fast 11 is gonna get announced soon. So yeah, but of course, you do got some new actors joining, like Jason Momoa supposed to be in this, Brie Larson. Rumor has it that Gal Gadot's supposed to be in this, which I'll talk about in a separate video. But yeah, overall, I'm so pumped for this one. I'm hoping it's good. Uh, we still didn't really fully get Justice for Han, but hey, hopefully this will be a cool installment. All right, 32. I'm gonna go with Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Now, of course, this is another franchise that's probably been going on a little bit too long. Maybe not as long as the Fast and Furious movies, but hey. I'm still excited for this. You know, it is supposed to be, of course, Harrison Ford's final portray of Indiana Jones. You got Phoebe Waller-Bridge in this, directed by James Mangold, who is maybe one of the best directors in the business with stuff like Ford v Ferrari, Logan, Walk the Line. So I'm so pumped for this one. Will it be as good as Raiders of the Lost Ark? Who knows? Will it be better than Kingdom of Crystal Skull? Who knows? But I'm still pumped to see this one when it premieres because Harrison Ford, the dude is literally in his 80s and already doing these cool stunts and stuff. I mean, God bless him, but still can't wait to check this one out when it premieres. All right, number 31. Speaking of one brother movie that was supposed to go to Max, that's going to theirs. We of course got Blue Beetle. Of course, this was of course supposed to be an HBO Max exclusive, but I guess there was good test screens and stuff, so there was like, okay, this is definitely too good to be released there. So this is getting a this is they were like, this is too good to go to HBO Max. So it said this is going to theirs. I'm so excited for this one. It is of course supposed to be DC's first movie starring a Mexican lead, so I think that's really cool. Starring Xylo Bermudez, who I thought was great in Cobra Kai. You got George Lopez supposed to be in this. Sue Sarandon is in this. I mean, talk about a cool supporting cast. Rumor has it that Batman might be in it, but I don't know if that was just George Lopez making a joke or anything, or if he was really serious. But I'm still excited for this thing nonetheless, because if you guys don't know much about the story of Blue Beetle, it is about the Mexican teenager who finds an alien beetle that gives him a superpower armor. So this is this is one of the DC movies coming out before the whole James Gunn stuff ends up happening. Of course, I believe James Gunn will be attached, but after Aquaman comes out, that will be see where that's supposed to be where we'll see stuff trying to change the DCU, but we'll see. All right, number okay, number 30. I'm gonna go with Elemental. You know what? I'm probably gonna hopefully maybe have this thing go from 30 to probably 20, and then make stop it there, then make a whole video about my official top 10. But we'll see. Anyway, number 30, I'm gonna go with Elemental. Now this is Pixar's latest anime feature, and it follows Amber and Wade in a city where fire, wind, land, and air residents live together. Now, of course, from the trailer, you do get a little bit of a Moses Jones vibe here, because I kid you not, that war character looks like Moses Jones. You also do get an Inside Out feel to this. I mean, this is something about Pixar. Almost every Pixar always has what toys have feelings. What if you know what if feelings have feelings, and so you see where they're gonna take this one too. The trailer does look really decent. I'm just hoping it actually does go to the ears and not get pulled to HBO to Disney Plus, like Turning Red or Luca or Soul did. But hey, um, with Bob Iger back, we shall say. All right, number 29. I'm of course going with the Super Mario Brothers movie. I'm so pumped to see where they're taking this one too. I mean, the trailer for this thing that got released looks so awesome. Of course, you got Chris Pratt voicing Mario. You got Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. You got Anna Taylor Joy, Charlie Day. The animation style looks great. You got Illumination attached to this. I'm so pumped to see where they're taking this one too. So, who would maybe get a new trailer in the future? Who knows? But I'm excited for this scene nonetheless. I know there's still lots of people who are not a fan of Chris Pratt voicing that town, but like I said, that town voice would probably be so annoying in a 2 hour film. But yeah, we shall say. All right. Number 28, I'm going to go with a movie called Dumb Money. Now, it follows the Wall Street chaos after GameStop stock skyrocketed due to Reddit. Now, this is, of course, literally based on a true story that happened like back in 2020, where, of course, there was like a GameStop stock and, and due to like a Reddit dread, it helped GameStop stock up and on. Now, this is directed by Pam and Tommy director Craig Gillespie. And the cast involved is really cool. You got Sebastian Stan, Seth Rogen, Pete Davidson, Pete David, Paul Dano, Anthony Rollins, Shaylee Woolley, Vincent D'Onofrio. Talk about terrific cast here. I always do love these type of stock stories, whether it's something like The Big Short, Wolf of Wall Street, and all. So I'm hoping for cool stuff about this. It sounds really fascinating. So sign me up here. All right. Has been having a habit of doing movies about serial killers or even series. We just had the Jeffrey Dahmer series just recent, and I'm always a sucker for these type of stories. And these true crimes always fascinates me. Whether it's something like a true crime podcast or that Jeffrey Dahmer series or something about other true crime stories, I'm always fascinated about. And this is supposed to star Keira Knightley, Chris Cooper, Alexandra Nivola, Carrie Coons in us, as where Loretta McLaren was a reporter. I feel like this is not really going to be a movie about the killer itself, but more about the investigation. I'm getting a bit of a Zodiac vibe just from the sounding of this, which I love Zodiac, so I'm all for it. So yeah, this sounds like it'd be really fascinating to check out. You got Keira Knightley, who I think is great. So I'm always a sucker. Like I said, I'm a sucker for these true crime stories, whether it's Zodiac, whether it's Monsters and Jeffrey Dahmer stories. So could be interesting to say. All right, number 26. I'm gonna go with. I'm of course going with. Well, just oh boy, I had to try. All right, number 26. I'm gonna go with Aquaman and Lost Kingdom. Now, of course, this is a little bit controversial because they do got Amber Heard's in this, and for obvious reasons, people are not gonna see it because she's involved. I mean, it's still James Wan, and of course, it is a sequel to the Bill Dollar grossing movie of all time. Supposedly going to be Jason Momoa's last time as Aquaman, but we might be getting him as Lobo, so that's cool, guys. I'm so excited for this thing, nonetheless. Jason Momoa, I think, is terrific as Aquaman, so I cannot wait to see him back in action. This is also supposed to be the final film in this whole DC universe. Of course, after this comes out, we're going to see a whole new DC reboot. So we'll see how that's going to shape up. Suppose here is some news sometime next year. So we'll see what James Gunn and Peter Safran have. But I'm so excited for this thing. I'm hoping for great things about it. So we shall see. All right. Number 25, I'm of course going with The Color Purple. Now, this is actually based on the very popular classic story of the same name. Supposed to be, of course, it is a bit of a remake of the Steven Spielberg classic shoot. Although it's more based on like the actual musical, it's supposed to be a musical here. If you guys don't know much about the story of The Color Purple, it's a musical adaptation of Alice Walker's novel about the lifelong struggles of an African American woman living in South during the early 1900s. And the cast involved with this is insane. Like the cast here includes her, who was really good at Beauty and the Beast live, by the way. We also have Corey Hawkins, Taraji P. Henson, Elizabeth Marvel, uh, the Little Mermaid herself, Halle Bailey, David Allen Greer, Louis Gossett Jr., Dion Cole, Coleman Domingo. So got some really cool cast members involved in this. I'm so really intrigued to see where they take this show. I mean, the Steven Spielberg one is really intriguing, so I'm looking forward to check out this new one. I like the cast involved. So, and it's also from the same director who did that Beyonce music video, Black is King. So that's a really cool director. It should be attached. So, could be interesting. All right. Speaking of Halle Bailey, number 24, I'm of course, I don't care what any of the racist here say, I'm anticipating for this. And number 24, I'm gonna go with The Little Mermaid. I know there are still lots of there's still lots of sensitive crybabies who are hating the idea of how of a black actress playing Ariel, but I'm still pumped for this. You know, you got Rob Marshall who coming off movies like Chicago involved in this. And Halle Bailey, I think is I always see myself calling her Halle Berry. Halle Bailey, I think, is a really terrific singer. I really like her on Grown Ups. I'm a little disappointed she left that show I met, but I think she is a really good singer. So I'm looking forward to see how good she's gonna be in this. And of course, the teaser that dropped around D23, I don't look magnificent. So I'm so excited for this. I don't care what the sensitive wokish crybabies say. I'm really pumped to see this when it premieres. All right. Number 23, I'm going to go with Beau is Afraid. Now, this, of course, stars Joaquin Phoenix. And, of course, it is directed by Ari Aster, who gave us movies like, of course, Ari Aster is behind films such as Hereditary, Midsommar. And Beau is Afraid is about a decade-spanning portrait of one of the most successful entrepreneurs of all time. Rumor has it this is 4 hours long, so that was not true there. But Ari Aster is one of the most honest filmmakers there is. You know, Hereditary is crazy. Midsommar, till this day, I still have no idea what the heck gone on in that film. But nonetheless, I'm intrigued to check this one out. Joaquin Phoenix is really terrific. Of course, you know, he won his Oscar for Joker for a reason. So I'm intrigued to check this one out when it premieres. And top it off, you also have Patty LaPointe and Nathan Lane's also in this. So cool support. All right. Number 22, I'm of course going with the new anime film called How Do You Live? Now, this movie is directed by Hayao Miyazaki, one of the most iconic animated directors of all time. You know, director of movies such as Spirit Away, uh, Princess Mononoke. So he's done some really iconic films there. And this is based on a book, and here's what's about. The film depicts the psychological growth of a teen boy, true interactions with his friends and uncle. Now, Hayao Miyazaki has not really done a movie since 2013, so I'm glad to see him making a comeback here. And so, yeah, I'm super looking forward to check this one out. I mean, Hayao Miyazaki is obviously one of the greatest anime filmmakers of all time. So seeing him come back to this is intriguing. I mean, Spirit Away is still my favorite movie of his, I bet. So I'm still really pumped to check this one out. All right. This will actually be my last video here, and then I'm gonna do my official top 20. But my number 21 anticipated film is going to be Creed 3. Of course, the directorial debut by Michael B. Jordan. You got Jonathan Majors, who, let's be for real, next year is going to be Jonathan Majors' year. I'm really intrigued to see where they're going to take this one too. The trailer for this looks terrific. I mean, Jonathan Majors, of course, he is going to be the major MCU baddie. I think he looks great in this. Of course, where Adonis has been driving in both for his career and family life, and where a childhood friend and former boxing prodigy resurfaced, and the face-off is more than just a fight. So, of course, this is going to be the first Rocky movie without Sylvester Stallone. Whether Sylvester Stallone likes it or not, who knows? Or whether Sylvester Stallone's brother likes it or not, who knows? I'm still really pumped for this one because I really do quite like the Creed movies. I think they are really true. And seeing Mike B. Jordan back as this role, I cannot wait to see. So, hoping for great things about this. But that will be it for that this video. I'm gonna, of course, do my official top 20 before I get shut off again. But that aside, which of these movies are you even interested in? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Tim Moose signing off right here.